Yesterday, a viewer asked a question in the comments, asked me, Joe, what did you think was true before you retired that turned out not to be true? Okay, so I, took that as a, good question. I listed 6 things that fell into this category of things I thought were true as I was planning for retirement, 1, 2, 5 years ahead of time. Now looking back 5 years later, I missed that. Nothing was catastrophic, but I wish I would have known these things a little earlier. First thing, if you're new here, my name is Joe. I retired at the age of 54, currently 59. I can only say that a few more months here. I'm going to be 60. I'm fine with that. But I'm trying to share my retirement journey, things I'm going through financially, things I'm going through emotionally, where I'm spending my time, falsehoods, tools I'm using to help my retirement. Just sharing that with you because there's a lot of great content out there on retirement. A lot of it is put out by financial advisors and professionals. There's not a lot of us that are putting out content that, we're actually retired, where we're actually retired. So hopefully this helps you on your journey. Maybe even retired just a little bit earlier because of a story I've told, okay? So there you go. So number 1, these are in no particular order. Number 1, pre-retirement thinking was, it's all about savings. How much money do I have saved? Folks, post-retirement, it's all about your expenses. What expenses do you have? People would ask me if, I have $3 million, do I have enough to retire? Well, how much are you spending? If you spend $300,000 a year, I'll tell you no. But some people have $400,000, have Social Security and have a pension, and they're in great shape. So controlling your expenses, knowing your expenses is of paramount importance when you're looking at retirement, because you can always spend more money than you have. That's not a very big challenge here in this day and age. So expenses is something that you really need to know as closely as you know your savings and your investments, okay? Number 2, retirement planning is 99% about the money. Do I have enough money? Do I have enough money? Do I have enough money? And this is what I did. And I got some things wrong. Number 1, time. What are you retiring to? Now, I did this one pretty good. I wanted to do some light consulting. Had no idea I was going to make a YouTube channel, but light consulting in reliability and maintenance, maybe 1 week a month, something like that. I'm doing far less than that now. COVID kind of interrupted my plans. But you got an enormous amount of time in retirement. The days are really long. And when you work 9 hours a day and you have commute time, you have time you talk about and think about work, you subtract that out, you got a lot of time. What are you going to do with it? Sitting on the couch, sitting at the beach, that's an illusion and a dream, a false reality for the vast majority of people. I focus on health a lot, nutrition and exercise, relationships. This was a big miss for me. The relationship with my spouse. I spent no time in preparation for this, and we're going from spending 4 hours together in the evening to 24 hours together all the time. And we had different thoughts on where we were going to be spending our time. A few arguments on that. All worked out great. What new journeys are you going to be on? With my wife, I'm going to be on a nutrition and health journey with her. We're on a travel journey with her. But there are some journeys I'm on by myself. This YouTube channel is all by myself. My any work I do with mentoring plant managers and maintenance managers and production managers, that's all on my own, for example. So I didn't think about what life is going to be like after I retired enough. I was just worried about money. Number 3, pre-retirement thinking is, I can do this myself, hopefully. I've managed my 401k, all my savings, investments, checking, all that. I've done that all myself while I was saving. All the information is available to you in books and in magazines and online and on YouTube. But I tell you, I promise you, you've got errors in your plan. You've got oversights inside your plan that can be easily seen by others. For a couple years, I was doing retirement coaching. I did over 300. I had 2 people that had a perfect plan. One that was well thought out, and the other 298 plus had some pretty sizable errors in their plan. And my average, I did calculate this at one time, and the average was 8. And I've had as many as 16 corrections to make in other people's plans. So you got errors and oversights in there. I'm telling you do. If you don't think you do, think about writing a 500-word essay and proofreading that 3 times, giving that to your spouse and have them proofread it. How many errors do they find? It's not 0. Can you defend your plan? Can you come out of the closet and show your plan to somebody and then defend what you're doing, your timing of Social Security, your longevity assumptions, your return assumptions, your inflation assumptions, all those things, your one-time expenses, your total expenses? Can you defend that to somebody else? I have a retirement group, 2 other guys that I do intimate sharing with on everything, all my investments, all my spending. We have exercises we go through, like a trust, timing of Social Security. These are discussions and debates we have. I run every financial move by them. Maybe you decide you want to hire a financial advisor. That could be a great choice for you. It does cost money. If you don't know where to start and you say, hey, I do need somebody else to run my plan by, the second link below, if you hit show more, is a group called Pickle. You click on that link, it takes you to a calendar. They'll set you up automatically with a certified financial planner that you'll have a free 45 minutes, no charge, no obligation, to talk about your topic. So talk to somebody. At least, I tell people, at least talk to 2 people about your plan. Try these folks out at Pickle. That can count as 1. Go see a financial advisor. That can count as 2. If you use the new retirement software that I use, you can meet with somebody there. Now, they charge like $150 for an hour to review your plan with you, but that's a bargain, okay? That's a bargain. So try the folks at Pickle as a start to run your plan by somebody else. I'm telling you, you got errors in your plan, and the Pickle is a free option, but you gotta involve other people in your plan. My strong recommendation is start a retirement group. Number 4, pre-retirement, my plan was in Excel. I had about 10 Excel spreadsheets covering everything from the buckets of money that I used to how the investments were returning, the percentages I had in each bucket. I had some charts, pie charts. It really looked pretty cool. But post-retirement and my discovery of a comprehensive software package has led me to believe that was a huge mistake and luck on my part, that I retired just using my Excel spreadsheets, and there was 50% luck in there, and you do not want your retirement plan to be rooted in luck. I had cell errors where I should have added things and I subtracted them, or forgot cells, different formulas going on. You know, you got a big, massive spreadsheet projecting out till I'm age 90, gonna have some problems. I had some oversimplification, things like rates of return and inflation rates, you know, use that constant throughout my retirement. That's an oversimplification. Sequence of return risk is another that I just oversimplified to say, hey, 7% return. Oh, let's do this at 5% return every year fixed. It's easy to make a plan work, folks. That's not hard to do. How it fails and trialing out countermeasures when it does fail. So if my plan fails, what do I need to do? I need to reduce my spending this much, or I need to take Social Security 2 years later, something like that may solve. Stress testing, okay? Inflation, rates of return, longevity, taxes, huge. This is the biggest deal for me, taxes. Run Monte Carlo simulations, Social Security timing. Year by year, in a comprehensive software package, you can see what your taxes are going to be, what your income is, what your expenses, one-time expenses. Don't let that catch you. One-time expenses, buying a new car, new roof on the house, new furnace, downsizing, inheritance, all these kind of things factor in. Also, the comprehensive software package that I use has artificial intelligence in there to suggest improvements. Hey, you would be money ahead, you know, $75,000 ahead if you take Social Security at 67 instead of 62. You know, and why would you do that? It's suggested to you. Also, Roth conversions to minimize your taxes. Tells you how much of a Roth conversion to make in what year. The comprehensive software I use is called New Retirement. It's the gold standard, particularly on taxes. It's $120 a year. I've been buying it for 3 years. It's the first link below. Get free 2 weeks. See if you like the format. I use it every quarter. I'll talk about that a little bit below, why I use it every quarter. It's not a one and done. If you ask me what my retirement plan is, I'll pull up New Retirement. It's got all my expenses, all my accounts. You can link your accounts, all my money moves that I need to do, all one-time expenses. It's in there. If you go to a financial advisor, you're going to see that this is nearly identical to the package they use. So if you're using a financial advisor, you can do some homework at home, and then you could have a more deeper intellectual conversation around your plan, with your base knowledge being up so high because you have the software package, New Retirement, 120 bucks a year. A bargain, and I think a requirement if you're doing it yourself. Number 5, pre-retirement, my confidence to spend money. I never even had this term, confidence to spend, before I retired, and it's a real deal. When you are making money and it's coming in, you don't think about confidence to spend money. When you got a nest egg and you say, this needs to last the rest of my life, you don't have a big pension, I'm telling you, confidence to spend is a big deal. I have a quarterly process. Once a quarter, I look at how much money did I spend versus what I thought I was going to spend. I review my buckets. This is not a bucket video, but my short-term, intermediate term, and long-term money. How are they doing versus my plan? I put all my numbers into New Retirement. I look at my probability of success. I stress test it a little bit. How living a little longer, one of us dying earlier, taking Social Security at different times, changing the interest rate around, okay? All those stress testing make my plan fail. Going through that process gives me confidence to spend for another 3 months, okay? That's basically all I look at my money is once a quarter. It's the only time. It takes me a couple hours. And I enjoy doing it too. Number 6, pre-retirement. I was an aggressive investor. 100% stocks, 0 bonds. 100% zero. And prided myself on that, and it's done great for me. Great during the accumulation years. Folks, drawing money out of your portfolio is a totally different game. It's baseball and football. They're different games, okay? So you can't play the game the exact same way. For example, sequence of return risk. Don't beat me up for using $1 million, but say you got $1 million in your portfolio. You use the 4% rule, say you decide you want to do that, that's $40,000 a year. So you're taking out $40,000 a year, all's good and fine. Now, the very first year you retire, the stock market goes down 50%. You only have $500,000. You got $500,000. You still need your $40,000 to live on, your 4% rule, okay? Plus inflation, but we're trying to be a little easier here. So $40,000 out of your $500,000 nest egg is an 8% drawdown. You can't do that too many years and you're going to be out of money. Okay, so sequence of return, getting poor returns at the beginning of your retirement can be catastrophic. So you got to defend against that. It can be catastrophic. Defend against it. I use buckets for protection. I have bucket 1 money that's not in the stock market. I got 5 years not in the stock market. They're in things like CDs, bonds, bond ladders, T-bills, money market funds. Then I got another 5 years in bonds. That's pretty conservative, but I have the assets to be able to do that, and that gets me to, gets me to the time into Social Security, which I'm planning on taking at age 69. that makes sense for me and my wife and our ages. Okay? So there you go. Check your ego on this one, okay? You're going to want to be an aggressive investor. You think your confidence did you well for 35 or 40 years, but you've won the game. Stop playing, okay? The name of the game in retirement is not to maximize returns. It's to have an epic retirement. You got to play a little defense during that game. It can't be all offense. It's totally different when you're removing money from your investments. Totally different game. When the stock market's down 50%, like this example, and you're saving, you're buying stocks half off. That's a great thing. It's great. When you're in retirement, living off your nest egg, and it goes down 50% in 1 year, it's not good. There you go. There's my list of 6 things that I thought about retirement that turned out not to be true. In the comments, list anything that you have found for those that are retired that turned out not to be true, and get the conversation going in the comment section. If you're not reading the comment section, you're missing out on a lot of gold. There's a lot of great examples of people doing creative things in their retirement planning that I've learned from. So make sure you're reading the comments. Give me a like and a share. Give me a subscription. I love when people subscribe. Helps out spread this to a bigger audience. Show out.